So Forza, not to just make you do that every single time. Just kind of like, well, just put blood on the Forza list. But it is marvelous the space in your brain that race all these racing games. It's nice to have you as a resource, Blood.
I'm a little overwhelmed right now. There's a lot of stuff, but yeah.
But to my recollection, in talking to you about racing games, Forza seems to be one of your favorites. You know, like not like every time, you know, like every single one of those games, but like I know Horizon you're definitely a fan of.
Yeah.
But Forza is not a game. I don't know if I think maybe I possibly could have gotten an appointment, but like I don't know if I'm gonna actually make time for it. Should I make time for it at E3? Should I sit down and play this?
Well, for one, this is again not a playable.
Bummer.
So you know they
Weird,
gave a
because
demo.
there was a Forza game that seems like a very playable kind of game to have at the Xbox booth. You know, to have like a little racing, you know, a couple like
Yeah. Well, they've done that in the past, and you know, and it's kind of useless in a way because like okay, you're gonna have time to drive around a track once, and so what do you actually get out of that? Although actually some of the stuff that they have in here, I mean, it's been like the fans' broken record since the first game. It's like, okay, where's the night racing, where's the rain, and they are actually bringing those two things into the game for the first time.
That's really cool.
And it's a very technical. There's a lot of talk about porosity and different surfaces and things like that. Like every car, it's made out of different materials. There's like 450 cars, you know, and so like different cars are made out of different kinds of materials, and so the water collects on them in different ways.
Jeez.
And the same thing with they said was it 40? I can't remember what I actually wrote down. I think it's either 48 or 148, which is a big gap, but different drivable surfaces. So they were talking about like on a track like Sebring. It's like an old track in Florida where they kind of like you transition from like concrete to asphalt, and then there's like these like like seams in the middle with like the tar or whatever. I'm forgetting the actual words, but even those seams have a different material that reacts to water differently.
I love stuff like that. Like I love when like baseball games, like they're like we really decided to focus on the stadiums this year, and it's cool because it's like cool that'll be the stadium forever. You know, it's like that'll just set the new standard for that thing. And I'm sure like a lot of these courses are just classics. So
well, yeah, and that's actually one of the things he said. It's like, well, you know, in a way, this game's been 10 years in the making, because there is a lot that you kind of build on, and you kind of see that in Gran Turismo as well. It's like they just keep building on and making improvements. Similarly with Night, one of the things that you talked about with Night is like Night isn't necessarily just one thing, because like you can have a track that is, you know, it's lit up like a stadium, and there's like all of these lights and all these shadows that are flying around all over the place, and then you have another track that is basically out in the woods, and you have your headlights and you have the guy in front of you with brake lights, and maybe you have the guy behind you shining, you know, his lights into your cockpit, and that's it. You know, so those are very different experiences and technical hurdles.
Especially with, I mean, we definitely got to that level with last gen, but like with this gen, like, you know, just pure black and shadows and stuff like that, like and lighting when you have a flashlight or headlight.
We're just getting started.
Really good, really good.
Yeah,
yeah.
But the main,
I
think.
No.
The main thing, because you know, there's been a lot, you know, rain done in different ways in a lot of different games, and actually, at the end they had a Q&A, and I had to ask the question twice. They didn't want to answer my question.
What is the question? I
was like, so is the rain, is it dynamic? Do you have the rain start up and you know, go away naturally or whatever? And at first he like answered me, I don't even remember what he said. It had nothing to do with the question, but eventually I got it out of him that like, no, like the rain is like, that's the rain. So unlike Project Cars or F1, like you don't have this dynamic building of rain and stuff, but what you do have is puddles, and the size of the puddle, it's all 3D and everything, and there's like it's taking into account like the amount of grip that you're going to have and you're going to lose. So you get one tire into that puddle, and it's, you know, and they've done everything to make that feel as threatening as it does in a real car, you know, from the way the rumble and the sound effects and everything. Cool. So and then like every raindrop on your windshield is like physically simulated. It's like little bits like that. They did talk about some other things. All the cars, all 450 cars, are now like up to that like Forza Vista quality that they like originally started with just a handful of cars like 2 games ago.
And wasn't there a thing where you could like use Kinect or something to like open doors and get close to them? And
yeah, that's same kind of the idea is that you can open the doors and all that kind of thing. But I just think they've sort of abandoned Kinect at this point for that sort of thing.
Oh, right. Like, even if you could do it with a controller, but is that mode still in there where you can examine the cars and check?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And then they talked about the career, and it was a little bit hard to follow, but they were talking about like a bunch of different stories of motorsport. So like you'd have like a story, and then within like that you'd have like a separate career path, and then you'd have like a series within that. So like different disciplines of cars, more or less, so that you could basically play the game the way you wanted to play. Because they say like with Forza, especially that they have a bunch of different types of players. They have people that always just play multiplayer. They have people that never play multiplayer. They have people that will just want to, get in and free drive, whatever car they want on whatever track they want. And so they're trying to cater to all of those different things.
So it takes. How are we doing on your notes?
I got
what's our
notes.
percentage?
I got pretty. We're doing pretty good. There's like maybe 2 other things.
Thorough blood.
Gran Turismo takes forever. And Gran Turismo is a beautiful game, and Gran Turismo is a very diverse game. There's lots of different things you can do. It's a very clever racing game franchise. Like you go to the moon and stuff. Like they always do put fun things in GT games, but they take forever. Whereas Forza's at a nice clip now, with just kind of like maybe every other year we get a new Forza. Are you
It's
worried?
not maybe. They've been like,
every year,
like a clock every other year.
Every other year.
Motorsport.
Do you like that pace? Do you like these 2 franchises that they're working with?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all right. It is a little weird, in a way, because there's no excitement to it. When Forza 7 is coming out.
Can they quote you on that?
When Forza 7 is coming out. Right now.
That was actually my question. When I played Forza 3, I think that was the biggest leap in the series thus far. Like it felt like it was the perfect Forza game at the time, and they just did so many things. It was overwhelming. It really felt like the next step for that type of racing game. Do you feel excited about Forza now?
I don't feel particularly. It's weird because it's like I do feel like they are the most consistently well-crafted racing games. But there is a sense that I don't really get excited about that in the same way that I got excited about, oh crap, Dirt Rally. This is just out right now. I can play this, and then I haven't got a chance to hardly play it. So yeah, it's interesting. What else did they talk about? One I thought was interesting is there's a new feature called mods, which doesn't mean at all what I thought it would mean. So you know how you can adjust all your different settings to get higher payouts if you go for more difficulty, like if you turn off the driving line or if you turn off rewinding. So they have a thing called mods now, which is basically like, it's like an extra challenge added onto the race. So there was a mod there that they said, okay, you're going to start at the back of the pack, and you're going to have no rewinds. So you can choose to play with that mod or just the standard way, and you'll get more payouts if you go with the mod.
Cool.
So it's interesting. What's the other thing? I guess it's not that exciting. So it's 3D tire walls. It's like, so when you hit a tire wall, the tires go flying. So
I'm going to be ramming
3D
some tire
walls.
Yeah.
It's like spin tires.
Hogger style.
But it looks good.
Scream that when he's streaming it, just like to tire wall, blood.
Tire wall count on the stream.
Yep.
I think I think that the thing to me is just like, yeah, you're doing weather, but you're still, I don't know, like while it's there, it's gonna be better in some ways, but it still has these caveats of, because like in Project Cars, like that's where it sort of opened up to me. It's like that first time that, okay, I'm all of a sudden this race, it's starting to rain, and I didn't expect that at all, or the rain will clear up, and it just, all of a sudden you go from I can't see anything to, it's like, oh, okay, I got a chance. I can make a comeback now because it's drying up, and I can handle this a little bit easier. But I'm definitely excited to try, running into a puddle and seeing what happens.
Running into a tire wall.
And you, it was played for you, or you did get your hands on it?
I didn't get my hands on it. It was a very like point by point kind of demo.
But you dug it overall?
Mm-hmm.
You're excited for it? You think they're gonna?
Are we getting it? We had that conversation.
Are we getting it this fall?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it's a good lineup for, not necessarily lineup, but you think it's like a gem on the Xbox One this fall? I think it's something that they're definitely gonna plug. Much like we're talking about Mario Maker with
Right.
Nintendo. Like, is this something we're gonna see get a big push?
Well, and then you have to wonder, like with Windows 10 now, like how that's gonna affect things. You know, PC players get their hands on it.
I leave it up to you to find out, Blood. Thank you.